Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Friday, the 9th of April, 2021. We're just getting on to 8:30 a.m. Central Time. A mixed bag in the stock market. You've got the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the S&P down slightly. You've got the Dow with a bid. It's interesting, we got a very hot PPI number, the biggest number, I think, since July of 2011, and the gold is down. But you've got Bitcoin up on the news. So what's going on? There's different flows here. If you go to some charts and you take a look at inflation readings and you look at what Bitcoin has done versus gold, Bitcoin has taken on that asset class as the storage of value. You can argue it all you want, but run a chart on it. I'm going to have it in today's full research report for my subscribers. Grain markets, they're going to wait until today's crop reports come out. That's going to be the tone of the day. That'll set things off. The dollar getting another bid at the expense of the euro. I'm watching the Mexican peso today also, as that market's falling into an interesting area. You broke down so much in the British pound over the past week now that you've taken the market out of any uptrend that it had going for it. Now, as I said, the PPI number, look at how hot this is, up 1%. They expected it up 0.4, so that's 2.5 times what they were looking for. So the Fed is right. We're getting that transitory push right now for some inflation. March PPI ex food and energy up 0.7. That's almost 3 times as much as market expected. February wholesale inventories come out in about a half hour. They're expecting them up a fraction. We'll see if that is the case. Bank of America figures. Now this is important. I was just watching Mohammed Al-Arian speak on Bloomberg, and he was talking about cash flows. And if you take a look at this, the bank said to this morning that a record 63% of the money being invested right now is going into stocks, 18.5% in debt, and only 11.6% in cash. Does that keep the stock market well bid? Of course it does. In the U.S. Chinese economic data, take a look at these numbers. They're hot. And this shows that China is concerned that factory price orders are coming up, that everything leaving's a little bit hot. That is why they've pulled in, as you know, and I've mentioned that in my reports, they have pulled in offering credit this year. They do not want it to exceed last year's numbers. So they'll be watching that very closely. Now, a lot of news on the COVID. You've got to pay attention to what's going on. Record amount of cases in India. They're talking in Germany of a 3-week shutdown nationwide now. So you've got to pay attention. We in America, we get caught in our own news. We really don't look at what's going on abroad. Open your eyes. This COVID situation is rampant in Brazil, in other parts of the world, and it's not coming under control. In Canada, the jobs growth right through the roof today, beating all expectations. That is a good piece of news as well. Now, I'll see you at the end of the day, I hope, today with your weekend version of this report. And I want to remind you, I did something in Bollinger Bands that I don't think you've seen elsewhere. I'm getting reviews from clients that have opened their eyes to a lot of things about it. Right at the end of this video, I've created a short video on just what I've done and how you can access that. Have a great weekend. I'm Ira Epstein. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all 3 of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, If you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.